start recording. Hit up YouTube.
Public.
We're good. Go live.
Live settings. Save it.
Perfect. We're live there. Live there.
It's great with you sitting there. So you're in frame, and I should be in frame.
Awesome.
Do you want to double check where we're sitting?
Yeah, let me just double check that.
I'll put my hat about where you were. You were about.
Yeah,
here.
that's perfect. That's fine.
Cool.
We're good.
All right.
Awesome.
Turn mine on. Is yours turned on yet?
I'm on. Yeah, we're running
crap,
live.
We're live.
Don't mind the
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, it takes about a minute to gather an audience anyway.
Oh yeah. I kind of like all the candid parts of this too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the YouTube's gonna have a lag. It's almost like Scream when the killer was running around and they couldn't find him because it was on. It's pretty much the same idea, but just I don't pay attention to it.
More light on you. Move this out of the way slightly.
Yep.
Bring that down slightly more at you. All right.
Nice.
Hey, what's up, Jessica? Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, Jared and Carrie. Oh, Brandon, what's up, buddy? All right, this is gonna be awesome. So we're trying to gather our audience, Manny and Amy. If you guys feel like sharing it afterwards, go ahead. This is gonna be epic. I look forward to doing videos with you guys as well. Check out the one with Brandon, Mr. B. Okay, that one was awesome. All right, Stefan and April, you guys are so cool.
All right, you ready?
All right, we're ready to do
All right,
this.
let's do it.
All right,
All right.
Henry.
Hey everybody, thank you guys for tuning in to Hern Dizzle Productions Videocast Live. I am extremely happy to be with my guest here today, Jake from New Hampshire Custom Tattoo. I just wanted to start off. This is a great place. You guys, if you have not checked it out down here in Hooksett, you got to come down. Great atmosphere. It's an awesome time, and Jake is a riot. He's a blast to hang out with. So, as far as how this works out for a lot of you that might not have ever seen any of the live feeds before, basically what I try to do is promote different artists, whether they're writers or actors or tattoo artists or whatever they might be, and try to give them a little bit of promotion. So if you are in that field, I highly recommend messaging me after this live feed and getting in touch with me, and we can try to arrange something. Basically, it's just a little sit down. We have a conversation about what you do, and we try to get that promoted and try to get you guys a little bit of exposure. But that's why I'm here with Jake today. Pretty crazy, man. When I think of art, I didn't initially think of tattoos, but I mean, it's one of the art forms that's been around almost the longest. You know, you think about it, like ancient Egyptians were doing this back in the day. Cavemen were doing it. You know, it's crazy. But I think when it comes down to art, that tattooing for me, in my mind, I wouldn't dare do it, to be honest with you. It takes the most concentration. I think there's the most skill when it comes down to it, and you just have to know that what you're doing is going to be a permanent mark on somebody else, and that's huge. That's literally, you know, it's a lot of somebody can draw art, you know, do a painting or something and say that's going to have a lasting effect on somebody, but a tattoo is forever, you know? So that's why I'm here with Jake today, and just because he's one of the best in the business, and I just want to pick his brain a little bit and see how he got there. So, again, awesome.
Yeah, all right.
Thanks
Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, this is a ways away. We planned this a while ago.
Yeah.
So I feel like I said, like you're an artist in the sense that you're doing art, whether you're coming up with original ideas or you're taking something that, you know, was off the wall and putting it onto somebody. But what is that like for you mentally, as far as, you know, you've got a canvas that moves, you've got a paintbrush that's a needle that you have to keep sterile, and, you know, you have all these different things. What is that mentally? How do you prepare mentally for something like that?
Well, now I've been doing it for so long, it's like second nature. But when I was a teenager, from being a young child, it was just passion, dedication, drawing as often as I could, and went to art college. And what I'm getting at is building experience to build confidence and education and training in art in general.
Yeah.
And then now I feel pretty confident that I can draw anything. Anything people want, I can draw. Now, to make sure I give the client what they want, it comes down to, like you said, off the wall was kind of the way that a lot of tattoo shops do it.
Yeah.
And I have no problem doing that. If you want me to trace something, I'll do it. But, I mean, if you want me to take your ideas and put something a little bit more creative to it, I can do that. And I draw up something unique for each individual to flow with their physique. I've studied anatomy and all that, and biomechanics and Japanese styles and all other different organic flows with the body. So once you figure out what that individual needs for that client, then that works out a lot better. Some people are looking for something really basic, and that's cool with me. Some people are looking for a masterpiece, and that's cool too. So I mean, there's a lot that goes into the preparation before you even get to that.
Sure.
Is what I'm getting at. Now, once you know exactly what you're doing, and I draw it all out, then it comes down to a technical application, trying to get the client to sit still, have them be comfortable. I give them sodas, I give them candy, I give them, they can pick whatever music they want to watch, or YouTube videos, or Netflix, whatever. Or we chit chat. I try to make them feel really comfortable. They can bring their friends. I think half of the pain of getting tattooed is a little bit of psychological.
Sure.
The more you focus on anything negative in your life, the worse you dwell on it, the worse it becomes. And if you kind of just like, whatever, I'm not going to die, tattoos aren't a really dangerous thing. So it's a very short-term sensation compared to how long you get to enjoy your tattoo for the rest of your life. So, I mean, that all being said, there's a lot to it. Now, to answer your other question of keeping things sterile, we used to, back in the day, use autoclaves, and a lot of tattoo shops still do that. That's perfectly legal. I throw them out. Single-use everything. I set it all up.
What's an autoclave? What is that?
An autoclave is a hospital instrument used for imploding micro-living organisms at a very high temperature with lots of pressure. So all the tools and instruments used to be autoclaved, and once again, that's what they use in hospitals and a lot of tattoo parlors. I proved to my client that what you're getting is brand new. I set everything up in front of them, not just the needles, but the tubes, the ink caps, the machines, the wires wrapped, everything like fresh for each individual. And that's one of the added costs to me why tattoos are so expensive. Sure. And if some people think that tattoos are expensive, but then again, you brought up another huge factor of fine arts. If you go into an art gallery and you want to buy the Mona Lisa, you're talking multiple millions.
Right.
But I mean, that's from a famous artist. But even living artists now, they're charging like $5,000 for something that would take me just a couple hours, and it's
to do.
It's ridiculous. And you're like, how much is a paintbrush and a piece of canvas? My supplies and equipment cost way more than for doing a painting, and I'm not charging that much really for the clients. I'm charging more or less. It's a service industry,
right?
And I am creating artwork, and with the service type of thing too, like I was saying, the comfort of the client is important, just like if you're going to a salon or spa to be relaxed and pampered.
Yeah, you want that environment. You want to be relaxed while you're doing it, especially if it's something that does stress people out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's huge. That's awesome. So you did touch on it a little bit. So when, as far as coming into where you are now, as far as a tattoo artist, you obviously were probably an artist before you were a tattoo artist. What was that process? What made you kind of transition from just regular artist to a tattoo artist, and kind of using your talents in tattooing?
That's kind of a long story, but to summarize that, let's say passion. Like as a teenager, I would draw pictures on myself of like superheroes and Transformers and baloney like that like teenage boys like.
Sure.
And then my friends, they liked it, and I draw on them, and then the other girls liked it, and I draw My Little Pony or whatever the girls wanted, and I never thought of it as a tattoo because I'd go into tattoo shops.
You were drawing on people?
Yeah, with
That's
markers.
awesome.
And, so they're tattooed for the day until they go home and their mom gets mad at them. And, that's permanent. Oh, my goodness. That's a permanent marker. You'll never get that off. You take a shower and it comes off.
Right.
And I went to tattoo shops as a teenager thinking that, okay, I'm going to be a tattoo artist. And I was absolutely disgusted with how it was back then. And I started my tattoo career in 1999, so in like the mid-90s, tattooing was kind of a scary thing, you know, a lot of like bikers and very traditional old school type stuff where you had to pick it off the wall.
Right.
There were good quality custom tattoo artists, don't get me wrong, but I just never met any at the time. And, you know, and the magazines, you know, I've learned a lot from those, so I offer that for inspiration. And, you know, that was pretty much all we had. We didn't have the internet, wasn't really a thing back in the 90s. We didn't have smartphones, so I was kind of scared of tattoos, to be honest with you, and I thought it was you were putting a sticker on someone, the same crap. Because you go to these shops and they're like, oh, it has to be tribal. And I'd even draw up my own ideas and show it to them. They're like, no, we don't want to do that. So I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to be a tattoo artist. But then I met this one guy who really liked my artwork because I was designing skateboards and T-shirts for a skateboard and snowboard company. And he offered me an apprenticeship, and you know, one thing led to another. I broke my leg snowboard. That was another thing. I was a professional snowboarder. When I was 19, I broke my leg. The bones came through my skin. I couldn't walk for 6 months. It was a blessing in disguise. It really hurt, and it really sucked. But my roommate was the tattoo artist who taught me how to tattoo. Nice. And so when I was able to, I'd go down to the tattoo shop and watch him tattoo. And whatever he's tattooing, I'd try to draw. And he was always impressed with that. So one thing led to another, and I started getting into tattooing as soon as my leg healed up, and I made a career out of it.
That's awesome. So, that's really cool. And that actually was, I was going to ask, because you hear a lot about like apprenticeships and things like that. What's involved in being an apprentice to a tattoo artist?
Well, a lot. Like one of the other things too that made me kind of not want to be a tattoo artist is I had to pay $5,000. Okay. And this is back in 1999, and I was broke. I was like 18, 19 years, I didn't have $5,000. Right. But the dude who taught me, he was willing to work with me like a college tuition. He's like, look, if you went to college, it's going to cost you a lot more than $5,000. Sure. This is going to be a 2-year education and a trade that you're going to use for the rest of your life, most likely. Yeah. And at the time, I didn't know if tattooing was really my thing. You know, most 19-year-old kids don't really know your career path yet. And my parents were completely against the idea. They were not supportive of it. And so I did some other stupid things, like as a computer technician for a couple of months. I hated that. I don't blame you. So I was like, well, I think I'm going to try this tattoo thing. You know, $5,000 was a lot of money. And he said, so the guy who was teaching me, he told me, look, go do construction and pretty much give him 90% of my paycheck every week for the next like 50 weeks until I'm paid off. And so that's pretty much what I did. And once I was doing construction, I'm like, I'm making good money doing construction. I'll just stick with this, but I hated it. Right. It's hard work. I have a lot of empathy for any guy out there who does hard manual labor, man. That's not for me, but my hat's off to you. Much respect. Roofing, holy cow. Digging ditches. So, yeah, I mean, to answer your other question back with it, besides the money, I had to make needles, and if I made needles for the guy wrong, he'd stab me in the leg with them. Oh my God. Or he'd throw them at me like a dart, and usually they'd get me in the ass because I'm running away from them. Or he'd get me in the back, and you know, I had to make tattoo machines for him. And if I messed up, he'd throw them at me. And I mean, it'd make me do a lot of other things, like wash his dog, wash his car, shave his dog in the summertime, and draw tattoos all over him.
So it's a rite of passage. Like, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you know, I had to be his witch with the bee, right? You know, cleaning up everything, and his maid, and go get him coffee, and dance around outside the tattoo shop holding a sign, wearing a stupid costume. And,
but you learn how to do tattooing as far as, I mean, is there? I have no concept of actually physically doing a tattoo, but is it that much different from putting pen to paper?
Yes. So on a serious note, without the nonsense, he would make me just watch and watch and watch for hundreds of hours. Sure. You don't stretch paper. Paper doesn't bleed. Paper doesn't talk to you. Paper doesn't move and fidget. It doesn't have a heartbeat. It doesn't tell you what to do. It doesn't tell you what not to do. It doesn't ask you, are we done yet? How much longer? It doesn't need a break. You know, you can go over the same spot on paper 20 times if you want. Right. People only really want one spot hit once. I mean, they kind of hurt if you've ever been particularly the armpit areas. Tattooing's pretty dangerous, really. I mean, there's lots of risk involved, and in the medical aspect, like you're talking about the sterilization sterilization aspect. So the guy who also taught me how to tattoo, he made me read Grey's Anatomy book, not the TV show, the book, and study all kinds of things about like epidermis and the bloodstream and circulatory system and all that stuff and nerves. And so there's a lot like medical and science to it,
Very
along with the
surgical,
art.
yeah.
Yeah, and then like honestly, prior to me getting into tattooing, I never drew a flower. So he made me start doing animals and flower, like all kinds of things that women want to get tattooed.
Sure.
And stuff that a 19-year-old boy is like, come on, dude.
Right. You're like, I already got the superheroes down. Like,
yeah, everyone's getting a superhero tattoo, right? So that's another big misconception. A lot of tattoo apprentices, they might be good at drawing one particular thing, but hey, if you can't draw what other people want, because this is a commercial trade, I never got a client that truly says, draw whatever you want on it. And when people do it, I'm warning you, if you tell me to do anything I want, I'm going to draw a toilet on you. I really want to tattoo a toilet on. I think that, or a vacuum
I might
cleaner,
know somebody that's actually looking for a toilet, so.
Or a vacuum cleaner. You want
to? Hit up Jake.
That'll really suck.
It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, so there is a lot going into it. You're, like you said, you're learning, things in the medical field. You're learning things in art. Like it's actually a lot of culture when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
And the thing that I did see when I was kind of doing a little bit of research, that you pride yourself on being very light-handed.
Right.
So that's going to be a
technical craftsmanship.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely something that you have to perfect as well. Because I mean, I've had multiple tattoos, and some have been easy to take, some have been a little harder to take, and it's just
another big one too. Is a lot of people think that the misconception that tattoo artists just trace. Right. Some tattoo artists can't really draw, but even though they are just tracing, there's a lot to it. I mean, a lot. Like you're saying, the technical, like people think that like lettering or a star is easy.
Right.
If the client is 10 digit, and I mean that's really hard to do, even for like the most basic street shop tattooer.
Yeah.
And then you get into more advanced stuff and the way you run your machine, the speed, the tempo, like the depth, the throw it's called, and the different machines and the ink and like you said, there's the sensations that you as the client are experiencing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's crazy. So, so people get some tattoos in some pretty unique areas.
Yeah.
Has there ever been one, regardless of you kind of going, okay, this is my judgment on this. This is, I'm kind of trying to keep it from killing you or whatever it is. Have you ever had one as an example that you just had to do anyways? There was a location somewhere that it was just like, okay, I got to do it anyways.
A lot of people, if they don't have a lot of tattoos already, they want to get their neck or their hands tattooed. And that's something that, the way you're dressed, if you had a full bodysuit except for anything below the wrist or above the collar, you can go to a court, wedding, funeral, job interview, whatever. You're meeting your wife's parents for the first time. Anything like that. A lot of society is very judgmental on. So I'm very, as much as I even have my face tattooed, if you've actually met me. My head's tattooed. I don't recommend those areas for mostly those reasons.
Sure.
Plus, they are pretty painful.
Yeah.
Another really painful one that's really common lately is the whole rib cage. A lot of, especially women, want to get their first tattoo on their rib cage, and I'm like, that's gonna really hurt, or like the lower hip, like right in the panty line area. I'm like, that's gonna really hurt. Like, well, I can't have anyone see it when I'm in a bikini. Well, it's gonna suck really bad. You're gonna feel like your ovaries are getting pinched. Like, it's brutal.
Now, are tattoo artists, are they offended by the term tramp stamp as much as some people are?
That term is, it's a common, wide accepted term that I think is that's what people know it as, and that style of tattoo, or placement really, it's a little bit outdated. I'd say the modern day tramp stamp would be like the rib cage or the chest on women. Some of these women are getting huge
like
chest
right
piece,
across there,
like right down into their cleavage and everything, or the under breast one. And I don't want to really say that those women are tramps by no means,
right?
But it's like something that I'd say the trendy, sexy type of girls are getting into.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. So obviously you have a lot of tattoos on your.
And we got one.
Yeah, it just goes from here to here.
Yeah.
So I think we already answered that one. Your tattoos definitely came after you started tattooing, basically.
Yeah.
So when as far as that, have you ever experimented on yourself? Is that something that you do? Okay.
I was gonna say that's one of the other reasons why I kind of got into tattooing is because I was broke and I liked tattoos and art in general, and the marker drawings kept washing off, man. So how am I gonna get these to stick around? So maybe I gotta stick them in a little bit.
That's awesome. But
so I had to stick it too. Yeah.
Where did you start when you started?
My arm, my stomach, my legs.
No shit.
I did a lot of it. I had a lot of help from the guy who taught me how to tattoo, and other guys that I worked with are amazing, and they've been able to help coach me along the ways too, and
that's something I always
fix
wondered.
up stuff. And you know, I practiced on myself. The guy who taught me how to tattoo said you can't tattoo anyone else until you've tattooed yourself a lot.
Right? No, that's awesome though.
So my first tattoo, I went from my ankle to my hip, a big tribal piece with the Statue of Liberty, and I showed him, like, what do you think? He said, well, I guess you're dedicated.
I'm going to keep you around. That's awesome. And it's something that we've had conversations off camera, but I'm really super impressed with is how you market yourself, too. That's especially digitally. Like, you do a lot of Facebook, but I did want to give you an opportunity to kind of show some of the other ways that you market your company.
Oh, cool.
You know, you obviously let the tattoos speak for themselves, and your customers give you reviews, and you've got really great reviews on like Facebook and stuff, which is awesome. But yeah, please show them some of the other stuff that you do, because you're into so much more than just tattoos. You know what I mean? That's what it seems.
Well, I mean, that's really all I do. But prior to Facebook, because believe it or not, I only had my Facebook for about maybe 3 years now, tops.
Nice.
Prior to that, this was my Facebook. Get it? My face in a book. So I have my credentials in my original Facebook, and that was it. And then nowadays things go like live and viral on the internet. Back in the day, we had Facebook magazine articles. So as in multiple magazines, and you know, here's they did Artists of the Month and Savage magazine. So I mean, if you come down to the parlor, this is like my pre-Facebook, original OG Facebook. And you can see some of the older stuff. Now I've been getting into a little bit of the video. I give out stickers to people, you know, if you like stickers. And I mean, these don't really get me any clients.
Sure.
It's just, they're little free gifts for people who appreciate that type of stuff. And, you know, I got posters and stuff like that. So, but once again, that's just, I guess, image recognition. I got sodas too. I got grape. If you want, I'm gonna give you one of these.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
I got grape, root beer.
And did you design the art on the labels?
No, not me.
Okay.
But I hired a guy. His name's Christian Skinner. So my hat's off to Christian Skinner. And I don't actually have the time. All those posters and stickers and my business cards and everything else. And he does a lot of the graphic design for me just because I'm busy, dude.
Sure.
3 years ago, before I've been getting. Actually, like now you have to book an appointment with me, and I'm not trying to be a douche or nothing. Just I'm kind of sort of high demand, and I'm not saying, once again, I'm not pompous, but you got to take your turn, and I can't even have the time to do all this. So I hire awesome, talented artist Christian Skinner, Killer Strawberry. Look at that!
Is that your favorite?
Here, look at that! I love that graphic.
That is so awesome, cool. Actually.
The little strawberries are skulls.
So get it in there.
A lot of them have like cartoony, scary-looking faces on them and stuff.
If you guys can't see this on the camera, come down here and check them out and book an appointment while you're here.
We're working
I had
on
the citrus. The citrus was awesome.
Yeah?
That was good.
Yeah, try any of them, man. I'm going to try one, too. Oh, we got water now, too.
Look at that.
Look at that, dude. So, they're great, and they even come in a 4-pack now, too, if you guys want to take them home. We sell them by the caseload. But, I mean, that's just something that's unique, and what's cool about the sodas is they're made here in New Hampshire. They're organic, all natural sugar.
Nice.
And because there's such a high volume of sugar in it, it's like a natural pain reliever. There's no alcohol or drugs in it.
Sure.
But it helps boost your natural dopamine, serotonin.
No kidding.
Yeah, your adrenal glands, all these things that you experience naturally get depleted when you go like, you know, you sweat it out or whatever. So this will refuel, just like an athlete needs Gatorade.
Sure.
This is to help you rehydrate all that.
Soda. That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
I'm a Mountain Dew guy, so.
Speaking of that, before you come in, no caffeine, eat a huge meal, lots of carbs and sugars to build up everything I just mentioned.
Awesome. That's great. So yeah, kind of leading into that, please feel free to just plug away. I want you to tell them where they can find you online, here, give them the address, give them the number, whatever you want to do, and hopefully we can get some peeps to give you a shout and
cool,
put some
man.
apartments.
You're so cool. Well, first of all, this is Henry from Hern Dizzle Productions. So
Thank you.
You guys are all my fans, and I appreciate you watching. So he does some comedy routines and everything else. And why don't you tell my fans really about you a little more?
Well, I have a website on Facebook right now. It's Hern Dizzle Productions. It's just very short videos with just characters that I came up with and write the scripts and do all the video shooting and stuff like that for. Then I also do these video casts on much like a schedule. Typically it's been weekly, which is awesome. And just trying to, like I said, trying to promote artists and all the hard work that everybody does with their passions. That's pretty much it. But yeah, go to Hern Dizzle Productions on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. That's the easiest way to find all the videos. It's Hern Dizzle Productions on YouTube. I'll put the links up on these after as well. And then I have a Twitter, but the Twitter is basically just links to both of the sites. So that's about it. But awesome, man. Thank you. And
with Henry, he's kind of up and coming, so you got to keep watching it. Maybe at least once a month, if not every week. But keep up with him because I guarantee you, next year, he's doing even better stuff. He's always progressing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way. He's going to be the next Steven Spielberg over here.
There you go. It's going to be a good one.
So,
E.T. the sequel.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so cool. Watch out, Stephen King. He's working on writing some stories, too. It's going to be epic.
Yep, doing a sketch show in Portsmouth next June. So you guys, if you jump onto Hern Dizzle Productions, you'll see some links to that coming up in the next couple months.
Speaking of that, are you looking for actors? And
I am for the other project. So I have another. I started an LLC for videography for weddings, birthdays, baby showers, gender reveal parties, retirements, you name it. I will do videography for anything pretty much. Yeah, man, I gotta try some Killer Strawberry. And so I am looking for actors and actresses currently for videography so that I can have B-roll for advertising for that page. So that's something I am looking for. And there is a post on Hern Dizzle Productions page on Facebook that you can go to and message me through there. Just because the other one is just my business page. So, but definitely, please check that out as well if you guys are interested.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good actors that are on my page because a few of you know I did a little bit of acting myself, but a lot of you guys are very talented people, so definitely hit them up. And
That's
if
good.
you are also in with the Boston Calling or Boston Casting, then definitely he's associated with that and getting the good talent. And same with musicians too, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You do a lot of stuff with, like,
as far as doing these live
videos
feeds,
and
we do that with musicians, everything. Yeah, it's absolutely.
Yeah, so doing music videos and, all my musician friends out there. So back to answer your question,
Yeah, please.
I hate bragging about myself.
No,
but,
this is time for you, man. So what I see is you're everywhere. You got Facebook, you got Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got it says JAKECUSTOMTATTOOS.com. That's my website, JakeCustomTattoos.com. That's also my personal Facebook. So you can look that up online, and that'll give you links to everything else. But NH Custom Tattoos on Facebook, Instagram pages. I'm also on Pinterest, Google Plus.
Can we put your phone number for appointments?
Yeah,
out there?
absolutely. Yeah, check this out. I even have it written down here. So 603-833-3458.
Awesome.
All right. You go ahead and save that in your cell phone. No one writes it down. So 833. Pretty simple. 3458. All right. And it'll be great. And oh yeah, I was also on a TV show called Pimp My Tattoo, but
how long ago was that?
That was probably about 5 years ago or so.
Okay.
Oh, and then you asked my address. That's right here too. 1338 Hooksett Road, Hooksett, New Hampshire. It's also Route 28. But everyone nowadays has a smartphone, so if you just even Google Maps navigation NH Custom Tattoo.
I got as far as NHC, and it It knew I was looking for you.
Right on Google Maps?
No, right on Google.
Oh,
I was
wow.
Googling, so yeah, so you're a big thing in Hooksett apparently. But yeah, guys, and I will have links to all of his sites and stuff when I post the videos after the live feed. So you'll have links to all of that. You can easily go to that. And we share these videos daily throughout the next week. Try to give him as many views as possible. And please, guys, if you see this, share it, like it, comment, subscribe to my page so you can see these videos on a regular basis. Anything else, man?
One of my butthead things about me, I don't mean to sound pompous or rude, by no means. I really don't have a mean attitude. I'm a nice guy, but I'm really hard to get a hold of. I'd say that's my biggest fault. The best way to get a hold of me is come on down in person. And you can see my ugly face and see the place. And you can see my dog. He's here usually with me. Atreyu, he's so cool.
Is it Atreyu?
Yeah, Atreyu.
Oh, that's awesome. Come on,
like the
that's
band
awesome.
and the little boy from Neverending Story.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
But if you call me or text me, I'll get your messages better than if you attempt emailing me or Facebook. And I get so many different social media platforms that I get an abundance of messages, and it's so hard to keep up with it, especially with full conversations. So just come on in order to book an appointment. You have to come in anyway. We do require a down payment deposit just like any other tattoo parlor. And I offer interest-free layaway. All that money goes towards your tattoo. I even offer a all-day tattoo buffet, which is great. That's how I've been lucky enough to do a lot of larger tattoos and keep it very affordable for people. It's almost half the price of the competition. So that's a huge savings to you, and mostly it's just because I love doing the artwork and pretty much building a friendship with everyone who gets tattooed, you know. And like I said before, you can bring your friends and family and hang out for the whole day, and we'll make it happen.
Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. So thank you again for checking this out. Please like Jake NH Custom Tattoo at Facebook. Again, we'll put up all of his links. There's going to be no shortage of those coming up. So
I got one other thing to say.
Sure.
So there's two nuts going down the street, right? You got a peanut and another nut, and the peanut, he's winning. He's running away from the other nut. You want to know what the nut in the back said? He's trying to get the other good nut.
What's that?
He says, "Slow down, peanut. I'm a cashew."
No shortage of fun with Jake here. You guys got to come down and check him out. So again, thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad we were able to do this, and thank you for doing this like straight out of Thanksgiving. I know this is a hectic time, but
thank you.
Awesome, man.
Hey, I'm gonna cash you.
I'll cash you later. All right, right, guys. Thanks again.
Wait. You got any good jokes?
Do I have any good jokes? Yeah, I don't know if I can tell them right off the bat, though. I got a quick one.
All right,
the quickest one is why don't Avon ladies walk fast?
Why don't Avon ladies walk fast?
Their lipstick.
Oh!
There it is. All right,
Hey,
guys.
did you hear that they got back together after all the shit they've been through?
No.
You didn't hear about that?
I didn't.
My butt cheeks! Ah!
See you guys. Oh. That was great. And their butt cheeks.